Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast One Piece reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is episodes 93 and 94 of One Piece. We are now in Alabasta Kingdom. Leave a like, subscribe, watch other videos on this channel to support us. Leave a comment. Check out Patreon for 1 week ahead on edited reactions, 2 weeks ahead on uncut timer reactions for One Piece. Hope you enjoy most of all. Let's go.
Yeah, poor Chopper going to such a hot place when he's from, like, the Arctic. Look at Chopper.
I feel like we're gonna be saying that for like the next 1,000 episodes. Look at Chopper.
Oh my god. Just jumps off the side of the boat. Oh, because they'll just be recognized instantly. Uh-oh. That's gross. That's so suspicious. I feel like you guys should invest in some disguise materials.
What's wrong, Vivi?
Yeah, but we're your friends.
Yeah.
It's all bruised. I completely forgot about that reward, to be honest.
An oasis. Makes sense in a desert country. The people at the oasis hold the power. It also makes sense because, what was his name? Crocodile has a moisture power, we theorize, but maybe not.
Very lucky.
Yeah, but we're not you guys are making all these plans and like about all the disguises and stuff, and who knows whose face. But Luffy is out there at a takoyaki stand just chowing down. Somebody's already recognized him. Oh my god, he's gonna die out there? He's probably gonna
run in a straight line and avoid the city.
I bet he's gonna run into Crocodile
and just
like
not know.
before that, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey kid, you're kind of weird, and I kind of like you," and then yeah, that makes sense.
The opposite way.
He's gonna meet some weird old man in a hut. That means there's
food.
meat.
Oh my god. Oh, I want to eat those. Poor Chopper.
Good.
Something strange.
Snake charmer.
What a good guy. I love Chopper. Don't leave him alone. Oh. Chopper.
Chopper, you're not that dumb, are you?
Chopper.
You're not that dumb, are you, to get in this trailer?
Chopper.
All right, looks like we got everything.
They're like, okay, Luffy's out of the picture, Chopper's out of the picture.
Or they like, but they're part of the rebellion. Or the uprising, the crocodiles, people.
Oh no.
Katorea? Katorea? What's up with that? Oh, it's a rain collector. That's smart.
He's gonna drink all this person's water. Oh, there's just no water.
That would have been so bad. It's just like bags of flour or bags of grain.
Just bags of sand.
Yeah. He's like, oh, food. It's just like flour. It's like, I guess. You just rip into people's bag? Is that...
Why did you open all of them?
Is that tea? Matcha? Oh, he's like scared. What is that? Drugs?
Burning that.
What?
Why did he throw all of that into the fire? Is he gonna poison?
What is it?
I have no idea.
What the fuck is that?
Powder? Or is it?
It's got to be something to do with crocodiles. Is it green stuff?
What was it?
Dance powder. What?
Was it drugs?
It must have been drugs. But why did it cause rain?
Luffy.
Oh.
Interesting. Interesting that when you burn it, it causes rain.
Yeah, right? They outlaw this thing that causes rain in this desert country. It's all about control.
Oh, Chopper. You moron. Does it remind me of Frosty the Snowman when he goes in that
This is all
freezer
weapons
truck?
and shit. Yeah, I knew. I called it. I was gonna say it earlier. It looks like it was just weapons. It looks like there were swords and those things, and there's like maybe gunpowder.
Get out of there!
I called it.
Is he gonna help Chopper? I think he's food.
He's got a scar like crocodile. Oh, so these are the good guys?
Well,
These are supposed to be the good guys because 300,000 left to join the bad guys. That like the,
yeah, they're saying that they got the 300,000.
Oh, that's what they said. I thought.
Yeah,
oh,
they
okay.
said.
Switch to. I misread it.
But it's not really like they're the bad guys because they don't know that like Crocodile's whole plan. They just know that their country is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh. Camel's helping him. Yeah, but now you have to go through the whole desert.
I feel like you are as well.
Maybe you should have asked that. Oh, he can smell the perfume. You just beat up this guy. What is this right now? You're gonna tell us like exactly what it was?
Dance powder. Oh, it's like rain dance powder. I see. You just... Yeah, it feels like there's some deeper reason for this whole uprising and everything. Like there's stuff the groundwork is being laid.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
I wonder if
The world government.
Crocodile might have something to do
Yeah,
with
crocodile's drying everything out to cause the people more tension amongst the people.
that. Yeah. And he's one of the warlords, and the warlords work with the world government. So maybe this is a planned coup or something. This is like all a...
I just ruined your entire livelihood.
Your secret is safe with my indifference. Is it poisoned?
No, he just doesn't want to get busted. He's like, wait a minute. I thought we were trying to not draw attention to ourselves.
And this doesn't help Vivi not look like Vivi at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be a disguise, not just revealing clothes. Oh. I wonder if the perfume is like poison.
Yeah, they keep bringing it up like it's important.
Mm-hmm. Can we at least get something to cover Vivi's hair?
Yeah, the super recognizable hair. We've been over this. We've been over this. I love how they're not worried about Luffy at all. They mentioned him one time. They're like, oh, Luffy's probably dying in the desert somewhere. It's just funny. What an idiot. Did you see that one?
Poor Chopper. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And neither is Luffy, but we already knew that. And the whole interaction with this guy was just like...
It's so awkward.
It's so awkward. It's like the guy...
He's trying to be like, oh, can you not tell anyone? He's just like, oh, sure, if you give me some food. By the way, I can't tell anyone anyway, but I'm stealing your food. It's like, oh. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on with this. There's all this powder that's outlawed. Fucking crocodile has something to do with water. This whole country is a desert. The world government is working with the warlords. Crocodile is one of the warlords, or at least they have a relationship. And yeah, it's just like
Yeah, it's
And then
very
there was Blackbeard. Is Blackbeard gonna be a part of this?
I don't know if he's going to be a part of this or if that... I feel
was
like that was
set
more
up
of
for
a
longer.
hint
That's what I think, too.
For past this. But it is strange that, okay, they have this technology to, like, solve drought, basically. And I'm not sure, possibly it was outlawed because, like,
It's
where does it come
unethical
from?
to
Does
get,
it have
yeah.
to... Does it come from something? Does it cause drought somewhere else by, like, sucking up the... Like, is Crocodile somehow able to create this, even?
Yes,
like,
that's what I was saying, too.
Like like sucking the water out of here and like turning it into this powder.
Yeah, because when he sucked up the water into that flour and the flour like disintegrated and like floated away, maybe that's what happens.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what the deal is, if this is like what this powder really means, because what it means is, unless there is a downside to it, but at the same time the world government is like kind of corrupt, obviously,
yeah.
So they could just be outlawing it because they don't control it, so they don't get the money from it. So they're like, okay, we're gonna make it illegal.
Once again, they're just the biggest pirate
keep
band.
People like suffering, essentially. But Crocodile is like, obviously this was a desert, but there was oases and like, you know, people were seemingly living comfortably enough. And like knew how to deal with probably like the weather cycles and like, you know, conserving water and this and that. But then Crocodile is artificially making it drier, combined with this powder being outlawed, just creates like this horrible thing where obviously the people are like losing faith in their government and, you know, feeling like they have no control over anything because they're just feeling like stifled and suffocated and thirsty.
And Crocodile is using all of that to
his advantage.
Because he wants to take Baroque Works and have its own kingdom. So he's going to make this into his own kingdom. And yeah, I wonder if his relationship as a warlord... And I forget if the anime has said that the warlords have like immunity from the... I don't think they have.
I thought that it did. Well, I thought
the live action definitely did, but I'm not sure if I can't remember if the anime did. I think
it was a guy named Jinbei or something.
Yeah.
I think they mentioned it then because
they did. I don't know if Arlong mentioned Jinbei in the anime. He did. I swear
he did.
Maybe he mentioned. I think he mentioned Jinbei, but I don't think. I think I. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't remember if we're supposed to have the information that the warlords are like in cahoots in some way or have a working relationship with the Marines.
I thought that maybe they didn't, but I kind of feel like they did in this too.
I can't remember. I'm just saying I can't remember. I'm not saying one way or the other. So I'm trying, like, what I'm saying is, working without that information, I wonder if that's part of this mystery and then part of this, like, because I can't remember if we were told that in the anime or not. Is this all like setting up for a reveal that oh wait, Crocodile's actually working with the world government the whole time, and we're kind of like spoiled on that because of the thing with Mihawk in the live action. But, you know, the relationship that Mihawk had with Garp seemingly in the live action might not be the exact same relationship that all of the other warlords have with the Marines. Maybe it's more tenuous. Maybe it's just that the Marines can't deal with all of them. So, like, some of them have a relationship with some of the vice admirals or admirals in the Marines. Or, like, you know, maybe some of them like some of the people. Some of them are just working with them because there's a benefit to it. Some of them might just be too powerful for the Marines to take down. So they, you know, the Marines just don't try to like placate to them and make sure that they don't come after the Marines because they're just so powerful. You know, we don't know exactly how powerful all of the warlords are, but I can't remember if that whole connection has been explained in the anime, or if this is where it gets explained. They're setting up all this tension about like, oh, the world government outlawed it, but Crocodile has this ability to control water to some degree because of his devil fruit, perhaps. We don't know the full extent of it. All we know is that he sucked water into this thing, and then
he sucked it into it.
He sucked it into the flour.
Of it. Seemingly into himself, like he was holding it.
Oh yeah,
and then it like sucked all the water up, and then it withered. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know if he was sucking it into himself. Like I think that's a good speculation, but we don't know if that's what happened with it. We just know that like it sucked it in, and then the thing withered. It would make sense. I didn't even think of that before. that he might be taking the water into himself. But yeah, all this stuff about controlling water with the world government, all that kind of stuff is very interesting, and I wonder how much of it will, it just depends on how much we know. Because I have a feeling we're not supposed to know that detail, and because of live action, that's going to be like a kind of a sticking point throughout this arc. It's like, oh, what's the deal? What's the world government? And then it's revealed that they're actually working together. Or maybe we have been told, and it's more like a passing thing, and then that's actually foreshadowing for this situation. But I don't know. It's very interesting, regardless whether we're supposed to know or not. I guess that's it. It's just interesting. It's very cool. We got this guy. Is his name Koza? Yeah, Koza. He's this underling badass dude, similar scar, and did some of these other underling guys had like scars on their faces, I thought.
I didn't notice that if they did.
Maybe it's just, he's a badass guy. I like the camel man. Camel guy was cool. He helped him out.
Yeah.
It's like, he's strange, but I feel like he's a nice guy. What if it's like secretly is it Mr. 1 or Mr. 2? I forget, the guy with the wax. Or no, Mr. 3. It's Mr. 3.
Mr. 3.
Right?
Yeah, Mr. 3 is the guy with the wax.
Wax fruit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the guy who could change his face.
Oh.
I forget if that was Mr. 1 or Mr. 2. I can't remember. We just got back from holidays, so we haven't been watching for a few weeks. So that would be funny if he just could transform into this camel, and then he just is causing mischief.
Just random.
Yeah. And that because it could just be. I like it if it's just a camel. It could just be a funny camel. But it would be really funny if it turned out, because just this expression to me looked very much like kind of mischievous like that. I don't know if him turning into an animal makes him talk animal, or how much he takes on the abilities of who he copies. But just this whole thing, and the fact that Chopper's like, oh, he's a strange guy, but I kind of like him. That's kind of the sentiment that they had towards the dude that they found on their ship. I forget if it's 1 or 2.
I think it's 2.
Anyway.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like, it's how Crocodile, like how much Crocodile is seemingly manipulating things from behind the scenes, and setting everyone up. So it's like all the people that are joining his side aren't even like bad. Like, it's not like, oh, we love Crocodile as our leader and we want to like get him to rise to power. It's just like, oh, we're fed up with the way that things are.
Well, Crocodile's also making himself out to be like a hero and a savior as well.
Yeah, it's like he's really creating this false narrative and then putting people in the exact position where they're desperate enough to want to follow him.
I just want to see what he said about we have enough men now after the 300,000 of the royal army switched to our side. Right, yeah, okay. The rebel army. Right.
These outfits are so bad. It's like, oh yeah, let's disguise ourselves. Then they just draw the most attention possible to themselves.
I don't think. Oh, she's got the log pose on her wrist. I never noticed that. Yeah, imagine like a more blatant fan service moment. It's kind of funny.
It's so
like
bad.
Cut to literally just Nami's boobs, just like to the shot. They cut to that shot. It's kind of funny.
And like, I like how Vivi's objection is, I said normal clothes. These are dancer clothes, and not just.
This doesn't hide me at all.
This doesn't disguise me in any way. In fact, it makes me a million times more obvious who I am, because I have bright blue hair. It's not a common thing. You could have at least gotten me a headscarf.
Wasn't Chopper wearing a turban?
No, he's just wearing his hat.
When he was lying down, it looked like he might have been. Why'd Chopper get a little coat thing? Nobody recognizes Chopper. Nobody knows who Chopper is.
And also, it's not a disguise, because the same thing, he would be the most recognizable by his hat and the fact that he's a reindeer, not the fact that he's wearing a different shirt, that he wasn't wearing a shirt before.
And it feels like, it really feels like scene by scene, Nami's boobs are just growing a millimeter by a millimeter in size. Because like this scene, even with them growing at the start of last arc. It's like each arc, it seems like they're just getting bigger and bigger. And I've obviously
It's
seen
like we
pictures
saw
of
her in her
like
bra
in promotional
like
material
3
and stuff.
episodes ago.
Yeah.
And this was not the style. You know,
Yeah.
maybe these
Should go
outfits
up
have
a
some
cup
serious
size every
padding
arc.
in them.
Yeah. Anyway, it's funny. It's just fun. What's funny about it in this case is like when they came out of the. Did Vivi have her shirt off?
No, but she was already wearing like
A crop top or
like
a tank top.
a low cut tank
But
top.
it's just funny in this case specifically with her boobs because Vivi is also wearing the same stuff and they look in other scenes like identical body types. But it's just funny as time goes on. Yeah, Nami's boobs just become bigger and bigger and bigger, and there was no real difference in their silhouette, you know, previously. But now that they're wearing these revealing outfits, suddenly Nami's just way bigger than Vivi. It's just funny.
So bad. Just, yeah, it's so blatant.
So blatant. Can you get more blatant than that? Like, it's so funny. Okay, leave a like and subscribe. Let's move on. We are 94 episodes in, we never skip the OP.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of anime watchers we are.
The start menu on a video game.
Lore drop.
They're hiding so well right now.
This place looks all bustling. Very nice. Ace. Different drip by the looks of it. What is that tattoo?
Interesting.
Oh, totally authentic.
I'm sure it's real.
Badass.
Oh no! No, come on now. Chopper, didn't you learn not to
Not eat mysterious fruit. And so cheap.
No! Oh, good. Nami's like, I know a scammer when I see one.
Just painting them.
They literally expose the scam in front of you, and you still believe them, Usopp.
Chopper does too.
Yeah, but Chopper's a little kid that has been like, he's like Rapunzel. He's been up in a tower all his life. See his tattoo? It was like A crossed out S-C-E.
Oh. He's got a log pose on his wrist.
Restaurant. That's where Luffy would be if he went to the right town. He looks incredibly dripped out. Oh, does he have a bounty on him? And Zoro knows who he is?
Does he recognize the tattoo? Yeah. What is it? Oh, God damn it. That she's there. They're there? Is Smoker here? Oh my God.
Okay, you know, you can't be too harsh on the people in this town. They haven't had water in years.
I really want to see them either fight or, you know, talk at the very least. Where did they... Don't they have to go through him? Or no, I guess only for the East Blue, I suppose.
I like her shirt. It just says Marine on the back. Very casual. They're just like, God damn it. Everyone's looking for Luffy. We have no idea where he is. He's the only one that's not in a disguise.
Once again, we just need to get Luffy out of the action.
Ate it immediately. Dried himself out.
Yeah, with the rice.
thought you could see the oh.
Mirage? Is that the city or is that a mirage? It looks like a mirage. No, it's definitely real.
Yeah, that's real.
Food place directly into the desert.
It's like Scooby-Doo. I feel like that's like that
Yeah,
same
that's some
thing
Shaggy
happened in Scooby-Doo.
stuff.
Oh.
Did Ace kill someone? Oh.
Fell asleep or what? Oh my god. Oh. Is Luffy gonna eat one of these? Is this why? A contagious poison. This is terrible.
Okay, well, this guy's not dead, but like.
Just gets up.
I think he was just exhausted.
What a psycho.
Is he narcoleptic?
That would be funny. There's a pirate. Everyone leaves. It's like, oh, that's not interesting.
False alarm. Oh, there's a weird guy over at the spice bean.
Oh boy. Then
Oh,
you're
he's
gonna have
gonna
a
recognize him.
confrontation.
If Zoro can recognize that mark, this guy's gonna recognize it.
Oh boy.
The Whitebeard Pirates. Podcast. Ace. Ace.
They're just like, we just served all this food and we're like, everyone was in here?
Whitebeard. So there's Blackbeard and Whitebeard.
They're rivals.
They're like Shanks and Bucky.
He's gonna just run straight in there.
His brother.
Interesting.
We don't know who their dad is, or if they have different dads or different moms. Or
yeah.
we know about Garp. Was he raised with Garp as well?
Interesting. Or is he so much older that like Luffy doesn't even remember?
Yeah.
Consciously remember him?
He said to those guys that Luffy would recognize him, but he might be delusional. Really?
Can't. It's against my instincts.
It's pretty unhinged looking.
Yeah, I know. He's kind of freaking me out, if I'm being honest.
Like Luffy. Oh my god. Oh, he saw the restaurant.
Yeah, he said this has nothing to do with anything that's going on. No, you went past again, you fucking idiot.
What if he's just like, oh, Smoker, you want to have a drink? You want to eat some food?
Oh, Smoker, you want to fight again? The guy's like, you just trashed my restaurant. I'm not.
Get out of here! Oh, Meshi, that means food. We just watched Dungeon Meshi, first episode. Haven't heard this
If
one in a while.
Zoro was the main character, this show would just be...
Do you mean Sanji?
Oh my god, why do I feel like I'm...
Start the compilation of moments where she's confused Sanji and Zoro's names.
Both of those guys that you sent flying are like crazy badass. Jesus Christ.
Are you telling me Luffy has enough force to rip through like 20 buildings?
But not enough to like to get up from underneath a rock.
Yeah. He just burst through like 10 stone buildings. Was there something on the log post that he had? There was like a white circle. I don't know if that was just a shine for the...
I wonder if he has like a protective case, because like, how did that not break if their other one broke?
Maybe he does. He's respectful, at least. Wow, Garp, if Garp raves at them both, then Garp really fucked up twice in a row, didn't he? He's like, he'll be a fucking Marine, and and then they both go off. One of them becomes like, I guess the Whitebeard pirates are probably a big deal. Oh my god.
Everything just keeps interrupting.
Why don't you like take a load off and eat something?
He's just eating the bones. He's eating the bones.
What's the matter, Smoker? This place has endless piglet torso. Bottomless piglet torso, or whatever those little meat things are on a fucking bone stick. A little flashback. That's all right. I liked this arc anyway. Perfect enemy. Yeah, he only got out because fucking D-Ragon like summoned a crazy storm that prevented him from using his ability, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't have won, I don't think, otherwise.
He
just dine and dash. Two guys just come in, eat all of their food, leave without paying.
You see, he's calling out to him like he knows.
It's Scott Pilgrim.
Oh my god! I was thinking, I was recognized that before. I didn't put it together what it was from. Towel. I like that she instantly sprung to action. That shows how diligent she is. Oh my god. Honestly, his ability is sick.
Yeah.
He can fly, basically. Or can he? I imagine he could, but...
Yeah.
It looked like he more like scaled the side of the building and like kind of whoosh. I love how she remembers him like so evil looking too. White Snake? Like the band? What are you gonna say about Crocodile?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say about Crocodile, man?
Crocodile?
What do you know about Crocodile, Mr. fucking Captain? Mr. Marine Man? Marine Mammal? You gonna stop him even though he's gonna go fuck up Crocodile? You seem committed to justice.
Look at all this food. God.
Oh boy. Oh, what are you guys wearing? You guys look so weird. I never would have recognized you. Oh, it's all of them.
Jesus.
They put all this effort into these disguises.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is awesome.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's sick. He's a fire guy?
That's way cool.
Look at this shit. This is so sick.
Whoa.
That's what I was just thinking.
Like, yeah, I was like, oh, whoa, those like kind of don't do anything to each other.
He recognizes him.
Flare fruit.
He's so fucking cool, man.
They just made him the coolest guy possible.
They made him the coolest possible person. Looking, and he's also a little bit unhinged like Luffy.
But like in a more
dastardly way, yeah.
Oh god.
He looks sick. Oh, he like flares to get away? How does he, like, I wonder what it looks like when he like travels like that. So he knows him fully. I wonder when he departed.
Whoa. It's very similar to like in the live action.
Oh, with Garp?
Yeah.
Yeah. This episode. Oh
this
my
was a solid
god.
episode. It was
Banger.
so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. It was good. It was great. I love the golden apple thing. The sleeping gag was funny.
Yeah.
That he just eats and falls asleep.
And he just looks so silly, like as he's like.
I think this is the first. Is this the first time we see his face? Like, 'cause the rest of the time his face is always covered.
I thought that we did see his face before, but maybe
we saw just like
or like
his
like
mouth
a
with his eye covered.
3/4 or like a
like
half.
a Roger. Mm-hmm. We didn't see his eyes. The first time we saw his eye was when he was like waking up, but then the first time we see his face is when he's like waking up here, looking all dumb.
For some reason I thought that we saw it before, but I guess I'm just insane.
He's cool as shit. I always thought his hat was cool, and he was cool when he had like the black trench coat, but shirtless and with the fire and everything, he looks badass.
Mm-hmm.
I love his joke tattoo of like his name was misspelled in
And
English, and they crossed out the S and then just keep going.
So bad. No laser removal in One Piece.
Yeah, that's so funny to me that's the case. But he's part of what did they say? He was like the assistant commander?
Assistant something.
Second division commander.
The Whitebeard Pirates.
So it's kind of like a
Don Krieg situation,
where it's like
such a
huge,
the actual good Grand Line edition of the Whitebeard Pirates, which makes me wonder. Okay, so the Whitebeard Pirates are like this very vast thing. Is Blackbeard and like the Blackbeard Pirates, are they like a small thing, and the Whitebeard Pirates are like competing with that, but like
because were there like 6 in the crew for Blackbeard? Like it was a small looking crew.
Yeah, I mean there could be more.
There could be more,
but I guess what I was saying, it'd be interesting if like they're both giant things, or if there's like Blackbeard that's like a small like super powerful group, and then there's the Whitebeard Pirates that are like more vast and like competing, like are kind of on the same level, but like one's a lot larger, and like I don't know, they're kind of trying to be like opposites almost.
Yeah, when I first saw the tattoo, it wasn't here, but when I first was before they said Whitebeard Pirates, I was thinking Mihawk, because of the cross. I'm like, oh, is he kind of looks like not looks like him, but like Mihawk kind of had kind of a trench coat with no shirt underneath and had like a similar sort of vibe to him. Slightly different hat, but like, you know, there's sort of a Venn diagram like design philosophy thing with that, but I don't know.
I would hate to have such a goofy looking tattoo on my back, but I guess you don't have to see it. And crazy how he like could just wear a shirt, but he just like walks around town advertising that he's like,
he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't give a fuck. He does not care.
And he can turn into fire. He can
turn to fire. So I imagine the heat of the desert probably doesn't bother him that much. Or maybe it does. You know.
I don't know.
Maybe his power, like, I wonder if like turning into, because like Smoker, he has the big bandolier of cigars. I think that's more of just a thematic thing with his character, but it's also like the idea is that like he smokes. Like I imagine he probably wouldn't smoke with his without his power. Maybe he would. I don't know.
Unless he did.
Anyway, so like maybe there's a connection. Like what I'm trying to say is like maybe there's a connection physically with the power with him, and it might not. It's not really with Smoker. I'm kind of grasping at straws, but like, with Ace, maybe there is like a physical aspect to his thing. Like maybe he gets dehydrated, or maybe he like that. Maybe that's why he sleeps. Like Luffy falls asleep randomly sometimes too, but like maybe it's something with him where like if you turn into fire, it's like you're burning energy a lot more.
That could be
I don't know.
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, that's just totally random. But he likes food like Luffy. He's got all these dishes piled up, and everyone's gathered around. Like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
he's got this cool dagger.
I do also like
or if that's just a part of his wardrobe. Sorry.
Like what you were saying. Also, he has that little like bag on his thigh there.
Yeah, I just love his design. And like his little armband, the little like elbow pad armband thing that he's got there, you know,
his shoes
matching his hat. Like, yeah, he's just a really stylish. Like that's the thing. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
You can continue. It's fine.
Sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, but it's like a separate thing.
Okay.
So
all I was gonna say is it's like the design. We make comparisons to Hunter x Hunter sometimes just because we've seen it recently as similar themes or whatever. But like, in Hunter x Hunter, it's like, well, I guess it's not even just Hunter x Hunter. It's like a lot of different shonen, a lot of different series, whatever. It's when there's like a bunch of guys that like might be middlingly powerful, but they're not like cool looking. But when you see a cool looking guy, they're usually really strong. Like, you know, like they're usually badass or like important. But because like you see, I don't know, like there's Pearl. Pearl's shitting his pants right now thinking about how badass Ace is with his firepower. But anyway, there's, you know, like there's a bunch of goofy guys that they might have like a cool power or whatever, like, but when you there's, you know, the cool design is like, it's like I imagine like the manga authors like save the cool design.
Well, yeah, it's like a JoJo character walks in, but it's not JoJo. So like you gotta like put a little bit on reserve for just like the, you know, week to week guy. Yeah, anyway, that was it. It's just that his design's just really cool, and I like it. I like the beads, I like everything. I love this failed tattoo. That's awesome. And yeah. Anyway, sorry. Shit, no, I can't remember. Oh, I do like what you're saying about him being like kind of unhinged, like Luffy, like he's like smiling and like looking all you know, creepy, but it doesn't have like Luffy, he always has like a good-natured or at least like naive kind of vibe to him, usually, unless it's something like he's like really going on, but like on a day-to-day basis, he's like, you can just tell that he's kind of harmless for the most part. Like, he's not harmless, he's a badass and he can really mess shit up, but in terms of like his intentions, he's not like a murderer or like a serial killer just due to like what he wants to do. But with Ace, he seems very unpredictable, seems like he's a little bit more of a dark side to him, but still that kind of like you know, you just can't tell what he's gonna do. So that's it's kind of cool, and and like, to me, I feel like the vibe of him is kind of like similar to the vibe of Gold Roger, how we say like Luffy is similar in the live action. He was like directly compared to Gold Roger. I think that like in the anime there have been a couple of times where like side characters have been like, oh, he like reminds me of Gold Roger in a way, like they don't say it as explicitly as was said in the live action when Garp was like, it was like this laughing, like crazy, very serious moment that it was like really drawn attention to. But it's like, I feel like this is like maybe more in line with like a Gold Roger vibe, at least from like what we've seen of him, of like a little bit more, like a little bit less like fun and frivolous, and a little bit more, you know, I might kill you.
Yeah. Yes. And
but still like a, you know, free spirit kind of guy. Speaking of Gold Roger,
I guess we should say Gold D Roger at this point, but we'll keep saying Gold Rogers because it's easier. Or Roger, maybe Gold Roger. I'll keep saying Gold Roger. He looks slightly more like, even when it like, especially when they were hiding his eyes, he looked especially like him. I don't think Roger had freckles.
No.
But his hair looks more like Gold Roger's hair. And I wonder, so his name is Portugas D. Ace, so he has a different last name, so they might have different dads. So that's interesting. Maybe they have different moms, I don't know. We still don't know the relationship to Garp, if Garp is Luffy's mom's dad, or just an adopted grandfather, because you had the cuck theory, the Gold Roger cuck theory. But if they had different dads, I mean, they could still technically be like descendants of Gold Roger. But wouldn't
or even
that
they
would
have the same dad,
things.
But then he changed his name possibly.
Maybe.
And I was also thinking like
oh yeah, I don't know.
I was also thinking like we don't even know, like we were like, oh well, Gold Roger can't be like at all related to them, like he couldn't be their grandfather, because Garp is like, people have two sets of grandparents, and somehow that never crossed my mind
while we were thinking about it,
like the entire time. Like I literally thought, what if like Gold Roger cucked Garp before I thought, what if
one had a son, one had a daughter? Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, Garp doesn't see... The thing is, like, Garp... I mean, we don't know him enough to actually say that. We only know the live action. So, I don't know. Maybe he has a kid. It's weird to imagine a lot of these characters with kids. It's like there's a lot of, like... maybe the only thing we know is, like, adoptive children. Like, there's people with adoptive kids. Or
people
grandkids.
with dead parents.
Or people with dead parents. But it's like, we have Daddy the parent, but apparently that was a filler character. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it was a cover story. I don't know. That was in one episode, but anyway, we don't know. Like, I don't think. I just don't. I never would expect a lot of these people to be like
family,
to have procreated and created a child. Like, usually it's like Chopper even is like has his adoptive parents.
Well, I guess it's literally like in Hunter x Hunter, how it's like the people that are living this lifestyle don't also want to raise a child, so they fuck off and leave the kids to someone else. You know,
similar vibes. So
like literally Usopp.
Yeah.
Like Usopp's dad literally left to go and be a pirate.
Yeah.
And I mean, he left him with his mom, and he didn't know that the mom was gonna die. But still, I think that is an interesting point. It's like, you know, there's clearly, I mean, yeah, maybe they do have different parents, maybe they don't. They look very similar, but they have different last names, but that doesn't really mean anything, because, like, you can change that, even just for, like, not wanting to be associated with, like, the rest of your family or something. Like, maybe he changed his name because he didn't like Garp, and Garp was always so controlling of him.
Well, yeah, and we don't know 100% what Garp's real name. I forget, like, as we were talking about this before, and I haven't gone back and checked the live action, if we had just assumed that Garp's name was also Monkey D. Garp.
Oh.
Or if, because I forget. I remember that, but I think that we also are gaslighting ourselves and just, like, assuming too much about it. So I don't know.
That could be possible.
So I don't know if you know, I'm not sure. But the fact that he also has D, and D is, like, seemingly this, like, fate, weird, crazy destiny, possibly shit. Makes me think that, you know, it may, I don't know, there's nothing preventing him from just changing the one part of his name and keeping the D, but if you're changing your name for anonymity, unless he knows something about the will of D,
then, like, why would you keep that?
Then why would you keep that? And even if, then why would, like, what's the benefit to keeping? Does it give you some secret power? Maybe he knows some shit that we don't. I don't know. But it's just a weird thing to change, if he did change. So I think it's probably his real name. That's the simplest explanation that when you run down all these different, like, paths. I think but there's no way to know. There's no way to know. I just love speculating about it, honestly, because he's so cool. Look at the fire, man.
Just make him so cool.
Badass.
He's got, like, dumb tattoos, but still looks like a badass. And
Luffy, like, likes him. I imagine it's a similar thing that happened, or we don't even know what happened with Luffy. I was gonna say, like, oh, Luffy was like, I want to be a pirate, and we're only going off the live action. So, like, it made it seem like, oh, Luffy wants to be a pirate. Fuck this kid. He just dumps him off at this place. Or we don't even know if Luffy ran away as well. Maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, I imagine, like, if we don't, again, we're assuming a lot, so we're just, like, going through possibilities here. But what if they were both raised by Garp, and he wanted to be a pirate, so he left. And then Luffy was, like, in kind of like a Jing way, like, oh, my brother wanted to be a pirate, so I want to be a pirate.
And then Shanks comes, and then he's like, oh, this guy is, like, a pirate, and he's so cool.
Yeah.
So we
don't even know. Well, yeah, I don't know.
I'm just assuming that...
We don't know if that was the same place that Luffy grew up.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, in Luffy's life, I'm assuming that Ace left first, and then later on he met Shanks. Possibly, Ace could have also, like, been influenced by Shanks when he was a kid. I'm not really sure. But
I mean, he looks like him, he dresses like him, kind of.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's like he gets, like, the idea of a pirate from his brother going off to be a pirate. And obviously hearing about Gold Roger and possibly his brother telling him about Gold Roger and stuff like that. And then but then his brother's not there, so he can't really be it's like... It's like with Kite in Hunter x Hunter, how it's like, oh, my dad's a hunter, I want to be a hunter. Don't really, like, know too much what that means, but I want to be a hunter. Oh, here's this person coming into my life that is now showing me what that means. Okay, now I definitely want to go do it, and I'm going to go do it.
That makes a lot of sense. Because, like, Shanks, first of all, Shanks, we found out, is voiced by Kite. So there's a similar thing there. But unlike Gon, Luffy doesn't have like his aspirational figure is not his dad. It's Gold Roger. Or
yes.
Is it kind of?
Well, it's finding his own dream.
Yeah. So he doesn't.
Really.
So like it's more like Shanks is that kind of person to him, and then but is also kind of a Kite-like figure because he like Kite fought the fox bear and like you know saved him in this moment, and then Luffy does the same shit. Shanks does the same shit for Luffy, similar thing, and then there's like a melding of these different sort of archetypes here. There's like the older brother type thing, and the heavenly father type thing. This like heavenly father's more like Gold Roger, I guess. I don't know. There's I guess we got to think about it a little bit more, but it's really interesting the interplay here, because there's a similar sort of. And maybe maybe you're right. Now you bring up maybe Ace was inspired by Shanks as well. We don't know how soon before the start of the series did Ace leave? Like, did he just leave, and that's why Luffy was like really hanging out with Shanks? Was Shanks hanging out with Ace as well? Like before, because they were there for a while. Maybe they come back and forth. I don't know. And that would make sense why he like has a hat like him as well, because it's like
he didn't get the straw hat. He went out and got his own hat.
But I wonder then if Ace is jealous. Well, that'll be the thing. I mean, he'll probably tell his whole story probably, but like and
if he says something about the hat,
it's like, oh, he gave you the hat, but he didn't give me the hat. The fucking. I wonder that I just even realized like if we're gonna get his whole backstory, we're gonna get so much about the Whitebeard pirates, which is probably gonna get more about the Blackbeard pirates. We're gonna get more about the Grand Line. We're gonna get more about possibly is Blackbeard a warlord?
Unless he just like takes off. Unless he's just like shows up and is like, "Oh, Luffy, I was looking for you. I'm gonna tell you about this, but I'm not gonna like help you defeat Crocodile, and I'm gonna like I got my other shit to do. I was just welcoming you to the Grand Line, and now I'm gonna go and do something else." I feel like that's possible because I feel like I don't think Ace is gonna like join the crew, obviously, because he's got like his like whole own like way bigger thing going on.
And it wouldn't make sense for him to like abandon everything after abandoning his brother to join up with him again.
Yeah, so
he probably has his own dream,
I feel like
goal.
He's just like wants to see him now that he's finally here, and then is like,
I'll see you on the open seas.
Yeah, like we'll see each other, and I don't think Luffy will have any problem with that because he doesn't really like, as much as he wants people to join them. He also recognizes that some people have their own things going on, like with Kobe, where it's like, well, I'll see you around kind of thing.
I wonder if they're like, okay, so there's like a couple things brewing in my mind. Blackbeard and Whitebeard, they're like opposites. Blackbeard seems to be just a total piece of shit from the little bit that we learned about him from Drum Island.
Yeah.
He like attacked the whole isle. Like, he seems to be like a capital P pirate type guy. Maybe just the implication that there is a Whitebeard, it's kind of like a different side of the coin.
Yes.
Maybe the Whitebeard pirates are not terrible, and that's why Ace is a part of them, is because he's not a bad guy. Or they are like fully competing, and they're both assholes. Like, not like,
maybe
it's
not in exactly the same way, but
yeah, So maybe it's not a good and bad. I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to reduce the morality here to like, oh, our pirates are good, whatever. Let's like, Luffy has a crazy streak in him. He's not always oriented towards like morality necessarily. He's done some pretty unhinged shit, obviously. But what I'm trying to get at is like, just trying to think about the dynamic between Blackbeard and Whitebeard, if there is one. I imagine there is. Otherwise, why would you call them Black and Whitebeard? And Ace being a part of that. If there's not like a two sides of the coin morality where Blackbeard is like the evil one and then Whitebeard is like the good one or whatever. If they're not going with that, if they're both like fully competing like huge forces on the open ocean, but different philosophies, like maybe Whitebeard has more of like a Don Krieg type thing, like you were saying, and then Blackbeard is more of a smaller, hardcore smash and grab type crew.
Yeah. It
might be setting up like if Whitebeard is not a good guy, this is what I'm getting at. Maybe we're gonna fight fucking Whitebeard at one point. Like maybe this is setting up so like Ace meets, oh hey Luffy, hey bro, love you man, love you so much. Anyway, I'm going back, and then way down the line, they have to fight, and it's like a
Yeah.
big fucking battle or something. Or it's like a big emotional struggle because Luffy's gonna have to fight his brother or something. Mm-hmm. That would be
I
crazy.
think it could also be interesting, just like talking about with the Blackbeard and the Whitebeard pirates. We don't even know if they're called the Blackbeard pirates necessarily, but I don't know what else to call them.
I think
because they just said Blackbeard and his crew or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I also think it could be interesting if like if there wasn't actually a guy, like there wasn't actually like a Whitebeard as like a guy, and it's more of like an organization, like a collective group. Like further feeding into what I was saying of like there's like the small, there's like the one, and then there's like the many as like the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's I think you said that, and then I kind of said that, but yeah, I think I think we're on the same page with that because it seems like it just that little. We saw a shot of like 6 or 7 silhouettes, or maybe 5 silhouettes or something when they were talking about the uprising in Drum Kingdom. It was like spurred on, or I forget the exact story. I would need to go back and look at the details. There's a lot that we've forgotten, but we saw it. That was the first like mention, and it was like, oh, that's like it's like a small crew, and yeah, and so that would make sense if it was like. So then it kind of feeds into the whole like Luffy versus Ace possibility in the future, like them being on opposite sides as time progresses, because Luffy's crew so far is more like a Blackbeard type thing.
Yeah. With
like, I mean, they're not as so. I mean, from what we know, we don't even know anything about the Blackbeards other than that one encounter, and we only know one side of the story as well. We don't know what they were doing it for. You know, there's a lot. It was very vague on purpose to build up hype and to, you know, get us interested in it. But Ace is part of the Whitebeard Pirates, and if they have like this giant, huge, he's like 2nd division commander, so maybe there's more divisions than that, or there's at least 2 like huge things. So like that's a huge thing, and then we are more like the scrappy, powerful, tanky, hardcore, smaller group. So that's that. So if Whitebeard and Blackbeard are sort of opposite sides, and that's these sort of the size of their group, and the sort of philosophy is kind of like characterized by, from the outside looking in, and by these factors or whatever, then maybe that would feed into that. I don't know. This is really complicated the way I'm putting this, but I hope it makes sense. But I thought that Whitebeard was just this thing. So it's like the Jolly Rogers on his back. So like that would be the beard.
It's actually a mustache. Or is that,
yeah.
Is that also the beard?
I thought that was either, that might have been the teeth, but it could be the,
oh,
it could
it's
be
like
the teeth.
The top one the teeth, and the bottom one's the beard, or
I don't know.
Is it all the beard?
Maybe it's all the beard. That's a mustache and a beard, or that's teeth.
And then there was like a mustache.
And that's a mustache.
And then it was also funny because there's no white beard.
There's no beard.
Which actually plays into my theory that there's no white beard as the actual guy, because there's not even a white beard on the thing. It's a white mustache.
Shadow organization. It's yeah. There's no real leader.
We don't even need to keep watching, guys.
What's the One Piece? Where's the One Piece?
Under the mountain at the X marks the spot.
Who is the One Piece? Wow, so much. I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface with the amount of questions we should be asking right now. And we got Smoker back. We didn't even talk about that. Smoker, I love Smoker.
I love the idea. I love the fact that we have a guy with fire powers and a guy with smoke powers, and they just admit that like we can't do anything. Fight.
Yes, it's not like, oh, let's clash with lightning at each other forever.
I like when it's just like, and it's different in this obviously because you can. Like, if they can turn into it, then it's not like, oh, water cancels out fire. It's just like, these two things are like abstract things that have spaces in them.
Smoker could punch him physically and it would turn into fire. Ace could punch him physically, he would turn into smoke. There's no way, they can't hurt each other.
I love that.
Gases.
It's just so nice that they acknowledge it, that they don't even try, they don't even like just like punch each other for no fucking reason. They just give up
on the fight because it's like
they're
there's
just
no
like
point.
Yeah, exactly. It's so
the commitment
good.
to the story's own logic And that is a huge W for One Piece.
Especially since, like, with Luffy, it's like, oh, this is such an unfair fight for Luffy because he's like, Smoker is his perfect enemy. Like, he can just defeat him no matter what because Luffy can't grab him.
Yeah, one of Luffy's biggest things is his defense as well. But
it's
still,
like you can't defend against smoke.
Yeah.
So it's like, it is. I mean, like, maybe he could like turn himself into a fan and like blow him away. Like, there's ways around it, but I just love. I just love that like, it's just such a small detail, but I feel like in so many shows they wouldn't do that. They would like want to have a cool fight.
Yeah, let's just have the cool moment where these two badass guys like duke it out pointlessly just to waste time. It's like, and there was some time wasting stuff here. There's some flashbacks, but I don't care. I'm not bringing it up as a negative. I'm bringing it up as like, they could have wasted time just in a fight pointlessly. But instead, they like reminded people who probably have not seen the last time that Smoker was here in like almost a year at the point that these would be coming out weekly. So they reminded people, so it's warranted. But like, yeah, it's the commitment to the logic that is being put forward in the story. There is no point for them to fight because they cannot hurt each other. We know that, and the fact that there's not some weird like, oh, smoke at a hot enough temperature can actually burn. Maybe there will be some of that, or like maybe Ace will be able to use like a fire cyclone or to like sort of disperse him or something, kind of like how the tornado was doing.
Yeah.
Or something, you know, maybe there's something there. Oh, it just occurred to me, if Ace is gonna be a part of the whole Alabasta thing, fucking Crocodile's a water boy.
Well, we don't know for certain that he's we know that he dehydrates things, but we don't know if he can like expel water.
We don't know, but we are theorizing that his ability, being that Alabasta is all about moisture, or it's all about like the oases are drying up. There's like one central oasis now that he controls, and there's all this stuff that's outlawed, and he's a fucking. We got to get a whiteboard back there with all a cork board with all the different red string connecting all the different things, because the Marines are working with the fucking warlords at some points, and the warlords and Crocodile is a warlord, and the Marines have outlawed the shit that creates moisture, but Crocodile can manipulate moisture possibly in some way, you know.
But and like, what is Smoker is like, oh, Crocodile, and it's like, what's Smoker gonna do if Crocodile? Like I know that like the government, like, you know what I mean? It's like the kind of thing like Smoker, like, as a guy has like very strong morals. It's like, if I see a pirate, I'm gonna take care of it, kind of thing. It's like, you know,
if Luffy's going after Crocodile,
then like what does that mean for him?
Because again, the warlords work with the Marines,
but at the same time,
he's a rogue Marine.
Exactly. So then it's like, and also Crocodile is like, he's working with the Marines, but he's also like, you know, putting all these people in like a crazy thing, and the Marines probably don't want crazy civil unrest in their waters.
But also, if it could be profitable
to them, then who knows?
But it seems like they might be spurring this on because they outlawed the shit that would prevent the drought. Well,
they didn't say the Marines did that. They said the world government did that.
The world government, but the Marines are an arm of the world government.
Yeah,
they're the army of the world government, I think. But it's all connected, man, and I'm loving that. I love that we're getting into this, and it's actually all connected. And the fact that we got a familial connection with Luffy along with all of this shit, and the Marines are actually here, like, and that, you know, just all the connective tissue. I'm just like, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I mean, it's probably gonna turn out as a big battle with Crocodile, but like, how is
what's the fallout of this?
What's this gonna mean for the kingdom? And is Alabasta gonna like secede from the Union in a way after this, after Vivi takes control? Like, maybe they're gonna learn that like the world government was manipulating all this to try and take the power away from the royal family, etc., you know? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's interesting, and I don't know what to make of it, and it's very, very intriguing. One Piece, I love this shit. This is great. This is very intriguing. So much stuff. Multiple different, very deeply interesting plot lines and sort of character threads going on here. And we still got Chopper just being Chopper.
Gotta love it.
Leave a like and subscribe. And check out Patreon to get 2 weeks ahead of Uncuts. 1 week ahead on edited reactions. Hope you enjoy most of all. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.